I think we've tried to cover most of the bases, and they certainly have done a good job at that. Well, I grew up with sheep, and I guess that's what we did as kids. You know, they'd have the orphan sheep, the little lambs, and so we would all lay claim to one or more of those little orphan lambs, and that's how we made our back-to-school money. And our dad, when he took them to market, and it was kind of fun, the way they marketed it back in those years, is there was a depot and train station at Nisland, right down the road, also at Belfouche. And so he would bring a sheep in, they're about 19 miles out on summer pasture, bring them in and load them at Nisland, and then he would ride with them, like to Sioux City, Iowa, and some of those places back then, because they really didn't have a good market for them close. But now they have good markets, very good markets here for them. So it's really greatly improved over the years.
I was raised on a ranch about 25 miles northwest of here, over in Wyoming, on my dad's homestead. And the big thing for us was to go to Belfouche on the 4th of July. And we would go to the rodeo. Well, of course, the big thing for us was the trick riders. So then we would go home and try this out and trained some horses, and we finally got it to work, and we put an act together, and we traveled around for about 10, 12 years. So that's kind of the beginning of my story. And every rodeo had the trick riders back then, but now they have kind of switched that around and put the money up more for the cowboys, and so your specialty acts are few and far between.
Years go on, people get kind of disconnected from, what started everything here. And it's a good place to connect to it. So it is a good thing for young people.
When you listen to these people that come on the buses from the East Coast, they say this is one of the nicest museums they've ever been in. There are just so many different things in here that a lot of museums don't have.
They aren't just South Dakota people that settled in Spearfish. It's a cross-section of many cultures.
And he was a member of the stock growers, and that is how he and Harry Blair got acquainted. And that is when they had this dream of starting a museum.
And how do you think they would act if they were here today and could see it all?
Oh, they would be pleased. I have no doubt. I think it's probably become even maybe more than they thought it would be.
Sing me back home where the songs I used to hear make my old memories come alive. Take me away, turn back the years. Sing me back home or I die, or I die. Rest easy, Merle.